Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. It's been a little while, it's been a bit crazy over the last couple of weeks, but those of you who follow Stampin Up will know we've got our new hot foil system out and has been released, so I'm sure you'll have seen lots of other videos demonstrating this, but I thought I'd walk through this with you today. So this will be probably a longer video, but I hope you find it useful nonetheless. Okay, so it had to be the butterflies that we used today. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And we're going to use the background foil die as well. Sentiment is from Lovely Arrangements. Absolutely love that set. As you know, I use the dies and those sentiments a lot. So yeah, we're going to use the hot foil. So before I start yabbering about other things, these are what we're going to make today. Look at all that shine, isn't it gorgeous? So silver and gold. I'll tell you more about the colours in a sec. So that's what we're going to be making, but the machine needs to warm up, so we'll get that set and warming up now. Okay, and here it is. It's small, it's compact, it's lovely. Okay, you get like a tray thing that it sits in just to protect your work surface. Doesn't get super hot, to be fair, but obviously, you know, safety first. So there's a nice silicone mat that it sits in. So this comes in the box, the machine, this doodah stand holder thing. Okay, and I'm going to get that plugged in now. So the plug-in adapter is actually magnetic, so it just, and it comes to life, and it's now warming up because the red light is blinking. So that's going to take a few minutes to warm up, so we'll just pop that to one side just while that's happening. That gives me a chance to yabber at you. You get a second silicone mat here, which is like your cooling tray. Okay, so when you've got hot dies, you can move them to one side and put them on something that isn't going to melt or burn or whatever. So you get that. You get this handy dandy magnetic pickup tool thingy, which is awesome. So here's one of the large dies, and you can lift it up, and then when you want to drop it, you can press the button. So that's super cool, because when it's hot you don't want to be picking that up with your bare hands, so you can pick it up and put it onto your tray. Okay, so that's cool as well. Okay, so we'll come back to the dies in a second. So what's that? That red light is still blinking. Now let me just, I can't actually see through the yeah, so it's off camera at the moment, but it's still blinking and it'll beep. Okay, that is a red light. It looks weird on the camera, but it's red. Okay, so this is what we're going to make. So we've got 3 colours of foil available. We've got gold, silver and pink. So obviously here's the silver on black. Okay, and we've done some inking, I'll show you that in a minute. And this is Blackberry Bliss with the gold over the top, and I've used green ink on there. It happens to be Lemon Lime Twist and Shaded Spruce. This was Bubble Bath and Melon Mambo. Okay, so we're going to do a variation on those. So packaging wise then, so this one's easy. It's just a single die, and it's got the gold print as opposed to black print, which tells you it's a foil die. Okay, so that's that background, right? And they're like smooth and satiny. They just feel different. It's not shiny like a normal die. Here's a stylish shape, so that's sort of shiny, whereas that is not. It's matte, and they're just sort of smooth, and there's not this raised cutting edge on these. You do not cut with these. These are just for foiling and heating through. Okay, and then the butterfly set is available as a bundle. So you get the gold foiling die, And you also get regular dies, which are indicated by the dark grey black print there. So you can foil the butterflies, then you can die cut them out, and some extra bits and pieces. But in the bundle you also get some layering decorative masks, so you can actually colour your butterflies in. We're just going to use one stencil. We're going to use the number 3 just to add some colour, but you can layer up your butterflies in lots of wonderful colours. And there's one for the body there. Let me just grab, yeah. So here's a card I shared on the monochromatic hop last week, just using those masks. No dies, no nothing, so you can get the masks separately if you're not wanting the foil on the whatever and the dies. If you just want the masks, you can create these lovely butterflies, and of course if you section it off you can just do one at a time, and that just used Calypso Coral, starting off light and building it up, and that's all the layers on there. Okay, so it's cute, right? It's cute. Okay, so bit of that, and then here's the dies. So again, show you the cutting dies as you might expect, and then this lovely solid butterfly die there. Okay, so we need let's pop that off for a second. Exactly the same size packaging, it's all uniform, remember, so they are the same as the regular die cutting packages. So that's still warming up. So the first warm up is the time kind of eater, if you like. Okay, once it's warmed up you can actually get through things quite quickly. And what I did was I made sure I had things cut. So I've already done it, but I'll just sort of explain that while that's happening, you could have it to one side while you're waiting for it to beep and everything. You can kind of prep your cardstock and your foil. So we're going to use navy and pink. Okay, so I've got a smaller piece here for the butterflies, just on some white willow, and I've got a piece of navy there. This is the two-tone cardstock. This is recommended because it's smoother and you'll get a cleaner look. It can foil on regular cardstock, but you may get more of a distressed look. It may not transfer as smoothly. Okay, and of course you can use the dark side or the light side on this. White willow works brilliantly. Basic white is a smoother finish, so that works brilliantly. People have foiled on foil, cardstock, vellum, loads of things. Okay, and then the foil comes on rolls. You get 2 rolls in a box. Okay, and there's loads. So it's going to take ages to work through these. I did a whole heap of, I did 100 swaps for an event, and yeah, you can barely tell I've taken anything of it. So obviously you can just roll that out and you can cut it down. You can use scissors, it's very thin, or I actually used my paper trimmer and I just cut and rolled it like you know, like cling wrap or foil in your kitchen. Spread it out and cut it with the trimmer, rolled another bit out, cut it with the trimmer, and it didn't take very long at all. Okay, so obviously you want a piece of foil that's going to be big enough to cover the die once it's warmed up. Okay, that beep is now, it's ready. The white light is now flashing and the red light is solid. So now we're going to put a die on there to warm up, and you want the textured side, the pretty side, up. Okay, so that's going to go flat on there. Okay, see, it's quite big, and you can feel that heat transfer start to transfer automatically, and then you press the white button again. This goes amber flashing. That is now warming up that die. Okay, so the machine is warmed up, now we're warming up the die. Nothing else goes on there until the next beep. People have been doing it differently. This is how the instructions tell you to do it. So that's warming up. And you want your cardstock obviously needs to be big enough to cover that foil. You can do it smaller, but you risk transferring foil onto your plates. I didn't show you the plates that come with it. You also get these in your box. What do they call this? They call this the hot foil shim, this green thing. And then there's like a clear, almost like a cutting plate for your doodah, but it's not a cutting plate. Don't use it as a cutting plate. This is your hot foil spacer. And those things will go on top when we build our sandwich. And then it runs through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It does not fit in a Big Shot. Okay, that's the only thing I know for certain. So my Stampin' Cut and Embossing machine is just off to the right here. Okay, and normally we'd have, you know, our platforms in here, our number 1 plate, our number 2 plate, and then our cutting plates. You don't need any of these. Take them all away. Okay, it's beeped again. Okay, and the light is now green. Okay, so let's bring this across a minute. Okay, light has gone green, and hopefully, let me just, yeah, okay, so it looks weird on the camera, but it's very, very clear in real life. So pretty side down, we are pressing into the cardstock. So you need the pretty side down, and you want to lay that over the top. You've got a second until the pressure goes on. It won't transfer. It's going on. You put your cardstock on top the way you want it. So I want it on the dark side. Okay, all right. So covering up that foil, and then we put our plates on top. We then disconnect the power, and I'm going to run that whole thing through my cut and emboss machine as if it were like a regular die or whatever. Okay, and you don't want to do it as fast, but you don't need to go at a snail's pace. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that into my machine just as you would do your normal what do you call it, die cutting process. And rather than whiz it through, just, you know, just wind it through at a more relaxed pace, but not quite, you know, not a snail's pace or anything. Right, just because I've got limited room, I'm just going to take my top plates off and just retrieve the foiled part. Okay, we're going to need the machine again, so I'm just going to pop that to one side. I'm going to take it out of the cut and emboss machine. I'm going to reconnect the power and let that warm back up because it's been switched off. And I'm going to take this die off, put it on my cooling plate, and once that's warmed back up, we'll heat up our butterflies. Okay, so this shouldn't take us long now to go tell me it's warmed up. Okay, so this is the fun bit, right? So to try and give it a couple of seconds. Okay, but it cools down dead quick. That, I mean, that doesn't feel warm at all now. Okay, so that's probably really trippy on the camera, sorry. And then you peel to reveal, and it's amazing. Oh, what a combo. Isn't that just so gorgeous? So flat on, it's really subtle, and then you see that beautiful pink foil. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm saving these because I suspect there will be a way to make sure that we can transfer our negatives onto cardstock as well. Right, well, that's just doing its thing. Let's trim this down to a card panel. So it's larger than I need it to be, so I'm just going to eyeball this and just take off this edge. And we want it 4 inches wide, so we want it to cover our card base. So I've got this lovely strip here. You could save that and make it a decorative strip for something else, and we'll do the same with the top and bottom. We'll just trim that down that. Oh, that's beeped. Let's pop our die on and press the button. So that's now white flashing. We'll press the white button. It's now amber flashing while it heats the die. And this needs to be 5 3/4. So we'll just take that off. 5 3/4. So it's on there. I've cut that. It's fine. You can punch it. You can die cut it. Do all that. There's a lovely like Swiss dot one. And I got, once I cut it down, I could get 2 nice little panels on, like smaller panels for a card. So you know, it's going to be really fun. This is, I just love it. I think I've got it this way up for my other card, so we'll keep it nice and consistent. Oh, it's so nice, so nice. Let's put the trimmer away for a sec. And while that is warming up, let's get our Night of Navy card base and pop some seal onto the back of this. And so I found it quite easy. Once it had warmed up, you can actually get through quite a lot of cards quite easily. And if you're not changing dies, so obviously there we go, it beeped again. It's ready for the foil. So the light is now green. It is ready to foil. Okay, so again, just like I did before, pretty side down, covering the die. We're just using white willow because we're going to get ink on top. Put your plates on, disconnect, okay, and run it through your machine. Okay, so that's so cool. So just present it to the machine as you would, no other plates on the machine, and just wind that through a little slower than normal. And there's our piece. Now we'll just let that cool just for a sec. So if I was going to batch produce these now, I would just get this, that die's already warm, the plate's already, the machine's already warm, and the die's already warm but not up to temperature. So when I batched produced, what I did was I waited for it to just come back up to that first heat setting. Because it's already warm, I just went with that one. I didn't press the timer button. I just waited for it to warm back up, foiled, back through, back out, warm it back up, foil back through. So once you're in the motion and it's already warmed up and you're not switching dies all the time, you can actually get through these quite quickly. Alright, now we're not doing any more hot foiling. This is us done for this session, so I'm just going to disconnect it. Okay, and we're going to take our die off with my tool that there we are, there's my tool. I'll pop that over there to cool down. They cool down very, very quickly, and of course this needs to cool down as well before you put it away, but that is very, just barely warm underneath. That is, not that it's been on very long, but don't touch the top of that, that one will hurt. Okay, caution hot. Okay, so it's like a rubberized surface. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that to one side and that can cool down. And we've got the reveal on our butterflies. There we go, beautiful, pristine, perfect. Okay, so our card base is done. Let's ink it up. So I'm just going to bring in some paper, and this is the number 3 stencil that's got, like, you know, plenty of detail on it. It's dead easy to line up. I usually go by this guy in the middle and get those central sections nice and lined up. And then you can use tape, magnet, whatever you've got for your room to hold that down. And for this one, because I've used like contrast colours, basically something to pop, so I did the pink with the black, did the lime with the blackberry. We're going to do yellow and orange kind of colours, so we'll go subtle. And I forgot my subtles are over here. Let's go lemon lolly. For our subtle base, and I'm going to use one of the large blending brushes just to pop that on. There we go. So it's good to go clockwise, anti-clockwise. Don't know whether I might have left a little green on there actually, but never mind, it doesn't matter. Maybe it didn't clean quite as well as I thought. Right, so that's lemon lolly, and I'm going to use the small brush, the mini blending brushes, to add some detail to the middle. What I hadn't done was chosen a colour. I suppose I could use crisp cantaloupe, I guess. Let's do that. One of the new colours, shall we? Okay, still getting used to these magnetic pads, but I kind of find that if I sort of do the same motion that I did with the standard cases, that kind of works. So let's do some crisp cantaloupe on here. Don't want that too heavy. And then I'm just popping that into the centre portion, not going out to the tips of the wings. Don't have to do this step, you could just leave them one colour, but I think it just sort of looks kind of nice because we're not doing all the layers. It still gives some interest. There we go. Tinsy bit darker. There we go. I think that will do. Pop that away. Take away the stencil, and we'll clean that off in a bit. And that's our beautiful butterflies with the pink foil and yellow and orange ink. And then if we go back to our packaging, we've got this lovely outline die, and that will cut all of those at once. And plus you've got all these other little things, and these little teeny ones, okay, for little accents. Awesome. Right, so let's line up our die on here. Okay, so this is the thing, so I sort of batched, foiled, and then I did all the die cutting, because obviously you want your stamp cutting emboss machine for all the foiling, so you don't want to be moving plates on and off and all that kind of stuff. So I did all the foiling, did all the inking, and then I did all the die cutting. Okay, so our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine doesn't have any of its plates on at the moment, so I'm just going to grab my number 1, number 2, my very well loved cutting plate, my bottom plate. Just keep flipping it, turning it. They will last for a long time. Turn it that way, because then that's less turns. Excuse me. And we'll die cut that. Oops. By the by, the platform for the foil machine goes through so easily. There's very little resistance. It's really, really good. There's spare plates that you can get for it as well, should you have had any kind of mishap with it, but I haven't yet. People have, If you do foil your green plate by accident, people have said that you can get it off with what do you call it, alcohol, and everything. It's hard plastic, so it won't damage it, and those magic eraser thingies. So obviously we get 5 butterflies out of this, and I've only used 3 on this card, which means you've got spares. So these 2 are ready to fight another day for other cards. So I've got, you know, potentially up to 6 cards ready to go with some foiled accents, and you could literally sit and just foil a whole bunch of butterflies. Keep them not cut if you want to ink them up and choose what colours you want for later, but you could literally just go through and have them all ready in your stash. There's a lovely sentiments set as well. Same thing, you could have them all ready to go in a box and not necessarily foil to order, if you get what I mean, which would save you a whole bunch of time. These are going on dimensionals, by the way. Of course they are. It's a Verity card. So just a couple on this one because it's a bit bigger. And we need to just do some stamping and another, and the die cut. So let's just pop that to one side. I've just got a bit of white willow, Night of Navy ink to match the card base. Could use one of the other colours. So you've got stuff ready to go, basically. Okay, so I think with this is plan what you're going to do, unless you're just planning on just having a bit of a play session, really, to be honest, and sit and just go through some stuff, really, and everything. Can't wait to see what else comes out. So we've only got the 3 colours of foil at the moment, although, you know, the festive season is coming up, so red and gold would, red and green are a distinct possibility. I do not know for certain. I've got my own ideas on what I would like to see for sure. I'd love to know what colour foil you'd like. I would really love like a blue. I think that would be amazing. And I think like something like black would be cool, or like a white or holographic. That would be excellent. Oh, the ideas, and then like the dies, well, goodness me, snowflakes would be awesome, because I love snowflakes. And then yeah, just loads. There'll be more sentiments, I'm sure, so we could have some festive sentiments. That would be good, but we'll wait and see. We are not aware of anything that is going to be coming out at this point in time. Don't forget, of course, everything I've used today is going to be linked in the description. That will take you straight to my Stampin' Up store. You can have a look at the pictures, the samples. So you just click on those, a link in the supply list, and it'll go straight to that store, and you will be able to see samples from Stampin' Up, and there's a whole I think there's now a menu item for hot foil, so you can go along to the website. If you haven't already got an account, you can set up an account. Ordering is super easy. You can also order via PayPal, which is cool. Right, let's pop him around there. Then we'll pop the sentiment in. That little tail bit fits just nicely in that little dip of the hello. I'm off to one side, sorry. And of course, don't forget, you get Stampin' Rewards. So It's not very much for the qualifying for Stampin' Rewards. I can't remember if it's £20 or £25. I can't remember. But once you start ordering, you'll accumulate Stampin' Reward stuff, and you can have those. You can take them and use those to get free product. You can save them up and just use them to add on to an order. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh, love it. So that is our pink version. We started off with these. Okay, deliberately gone a bit wacky with the colours, to be honest with you, but I'm just loving this. I just love it, absolutely love it. And we were at an event and I made my own name badge with the foiling on as well, which I can't lay my hand to right now. Don't know where I put it, but I used the butterflies on that as well, which was awesome. So yeah, there's lots of fun to be had with this system, that's for sure. I cannot wait to see what else comes out in this range and play with it more. And also when you purchase this at the moment, you can we have a class, but I can't remember what the cut-off date is for ordering on that, but you'll see the details. If it's still available, you'll be able to see that. Okay then, so that's it from me. I'm going to stop yabbering now. Just know that it's awesome. I absolutely love it. Yeah, lots of fun ahead. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.